Hello.
Hi, and welcome to the second episode of the unnamed podcast. Oops. Yeah, hi. Welcome to the second episode of the unnamed podcast. Well, does it have a name?
Yeah, it's called In the Studio with Firefly Alibi
Welcome to episode 2 of In the Studio with Firefly Alibi
and Rhino.
and Rhino. So, unfortunately, this is the second time we're kind of recording this because one of the things we noticed was Firefly is extremely soft when he speaks.
Yeah.
A very polite man. And he was a bit too polite for the audio interface. Now, the audio interface tried to focus right on his voice, but
Oh my god.
it was out of focus.
For the uninitiated, that's the Focusrite Scarlett interface we're talking about.
Yeah, the first generation 18i8. Now, I was not able to focus very well on the several input and output options on my Linux machine. So I thought it's better off in his studio where he has a Macintosh and there is a custom software to control it. So what you're hearing now is me through an Arturia Minifuse 2 and him through a Focusrite 18i8 first generation.
That's right.
And we're both speaking through SM57s because he has 4 of them.
Which is a very...
Why do you have 4 SM57s?
Because I need to have around 15 SM57s to feel happy and successful and satisfied. But I ran out of money.
But why SM57s? I mean...
They're just epic. You can use them for almost anything. And most software which does mic modification, right? Like they have SM57 as one of the options that you can put in an input. And they just sound good. They're just good. It's an industry standard.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you can use them on both human voices, instruments, amplifiers, and all sorts of things, right?
Yeah, anything and anywhere. Like they're so quiet. These mics are so quiet. You can use them in like loud public places, and it's almost as if the person what you're recording is in a sound isolation thing. Not always. Caveat that it takes some practice to get that angling the mic and stuff, but you can in really loud places get like really good recordings which are pretty clean.
Interesting. So one of the things I would like to try out in the studio in a future episode with you is room miking with 4 SM57s.
Okay, room miking with SM57s is a bad idea.
That's exactly why I want to try it. It's the very opposite of its capability.
I mean, you can use it and people have used it successfully, but okay.
If it's so good at, being very quiet, let's try to challenge it to do the opposite because, yeah.
I mean, we could try. I'm sure we'd get a good quality of sound if the ambient noise is like very low. But if there is something happening somewhere, I don't know if it can keep it out. I mean, I don't know, man. Let's just try it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but the first thing we want to do, I guess, is talk about the kind of equipment that our guitars will be running through. So on screen here is courtesy James from Bombay, who I bought it from, a very beautiful Vox Valvetronics Tone Lab SE guitar effects processor. And I'm shocked to learn that this was only made for 2 years. Like, did you know that? Like, when you first saw it, does it look like a product that was only in production for a couple of years?
Well, I never thought about it. I have no idea. I never cared how long it was in production for. I mean, I just love the tone. I mean, it sounds so beautiful. I just love to have that stuff on my tracks. I never considered. I mean, it's a pity it was only produced for 2 years, and it's not being easily available today. Because I would like to buy a new one or get it serviced with a lot of ease
So Vox, if you're listening, please help us. He's a very big fan.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, if you can help us service this, just tell us, where to service the parts from. I think the switches, most of them need fixing. At least half of
Yeah,
them do.
a lot of the buttons are
Yeah.
meh, but the like the circuitry is fine. The uh, I don't know that, and whatever options we need to use to pick the circuitry of relevance to us, that works fine. So I'd say like the the chicken head knobs on top with the buttons underneath for selection. That part is just, it's absolutely like it works, no issues, and I can get almost any kind of tone I want like within seconds out of it. So but the other buttons are sort of like not working.
Yeah. So Vox, if you're listening, call us or comment down below. So my particular interest in the Tone Lab SC, when I saw it for sale, was the sheer beauty of the unit. I mean, so bit of a background. They're both engineers, but I'm the one that works on computers, and I was always a back-end developer, so nothing visual ever came my way. But at the same time, I, was always fond of great visual design, and to me, this is extremely beautiful. Like the chicken head knobs, for starters, like I think they're the best kind of knobs you can have. They point in the direction of whatever setting you're on at. The fact that everything is nicely labeled with text, and it kind of pretty much tells you what it's doing. And also check out the middle section, right, where you have the knobs for controlling things, and the lights light up.
Yeah, it tells you what you're doing, and like you don't have to remember, like you just know. Yeah, that's missing in a lot of modern tech. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like it and the dual pedals, of course, because nothing
Yeah.
like having both feet on the pedals and going flappy.
Yeah, but that is very interesting. Modern stuff. I mean, like the older designs, like even if you take like a normal distortion pedal, it had like this is a filter, this is the gain, this is the output, and you just knew what they were up to. But all these modern
Yeah,
pedals, right?
closer to your mic.
No, I think it's fine.
Yeah,
So all the modern pedals, they're like you have to remember a lot. Like it's mostly like these multi-functional buttons. You press one thing, and what was the tape saturation I put on this thing? I don't know. I have to like go look it up. But this pedal, you can see the angle the knob makes, and you're like, aha, that's exactly what it's doing.
yeah, and look, I mean, I can understand why this might not have been very popular. The SE stood for Stage Edition, and it was big. Like if you look at stages these days, it's just a couple of tables for the DJ to put their laptop on and plug a headphone and do this. Like there isn't really floor space on stages anymore.
You know some interesting things about not all but some famous DJs.
Yeah.
Like I think one of my friends back when I was in school was into psychedelic rock. No, sorry, psychedelic trance. And he would show me the videos of these guys. I think there's some guy called Mushroom, and some guy called Skazi. I don't remember quite because that's not my kind of music. But they would just press play on a laptop and they wouldn't even DJ. They just dance next to the crowd. Like essentially, there's an audio track just playing.
Luxury.
Yeah, but these guys were like top of the game, right? Like they're the big guys.
We
Like
should
I
do
would
that
expect
too.
them to something.
We should do that too, like make a perfect recording here in the studio and then just hit play and go.
Oh, I heard that. I think back when Avril Lavigne was touring Germany, she had the same complaint. Like they just wanted her to lip sync, and she was like, "No, we're gonna play the song live." And they're like, "But that's not how bands do it here in Germany." I mean, the mainstream big deal bands, not the indie guys. I think there's an interview in which she expresses anger. So, but If you want to have a rock band where we're lip syncing, call me.
Yeah, or me. Yeah, both of us.
Yeah,
Just go there and go.
yeah, and like, yeah, that might
We
be
jump and thrash on the stage and not do much because we have pre-recorded tracks on a nice laptop.
fun. Yeah,
That does sound fun.
yeah, it is.
Like, especially when you don't have to do any work. Like, yeah, you do all the work in the studio and then you relax on stage and just collect the money.
Oh, and you remember the Kurt Cobain one where he purposely like fake played the guitar because he was so pissed off with MTV because they like forced them to have a backing track. I mean, like the whole thing was playing, and you remember that?
I vaguely do.
Yeah, yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah, one of my favorite clips.
Right, so back to studio gear then.
Oh, right.
Um,
Sorry.
So, yeah, like, one of the things that we couldn't help but notice is how gear has changed over the years. So, why don't we go to the other company that I'm hoping would send us gear, Tech 21.
Hello, Mr. Tech 21.
Yes. So, Tech 21 is probably my favorite guitar effects company of all time. There, I said it. I mean, I like a few companies, right? I mean, it's a big deal to say all time because they were able to do stuff way before everybody else. So, okay, among the companies I really like, I like Electro Harmonix, I like Tech 21, and Korg/Vox, and also maybe I would add Digitech to the list, who is owned by Harman Audio. So,
I like Boss as well.
oh yeah, of course, Boss. Who can forget Boss? They're probably up there. They're all like among my favorites. So, what makes Tech 21 interesting is they released the world's first completely analog solid state amp modeling thing. So all of the stuff that we use today, like it's the granddaddy of all of that. And their very first product was the original Sansamp Classic. Do you want to show us? Yeah.
Wait, what?
Click on it, no?
Yeah, I did.
New tab? Oh, yeah, there we go. Can you increase the size of the image or maybe just right click view image so that we can just see the
What?
open image in new tab
Alright.
and go back? And let's open the GT2 as well, maybe.
Oh, that makes sense.
So we can open, yeah. No. Yeah. No, open link in new tab. No, that's this tiny image. It's not the big sized one, I think.
Around the same size. Does that few millimeters matter?
Yeah, when you zoom in, because
Okay.
you're being cheap. Okay, let's go to the Sansamp Classic. Yeah, so could you zoom in a little bit so that we can all see more of it? No, can't you do a Control plus plus or Command plus plus maybe?
This is in Windows, man.
A Command plus must be how you. There we go. Yeah, so now this was the very first amp modeling technology. There is a reissue of this Sansamp Classic out every few years. The next one it's coming next year, so there is a small production run of this stuff. And yeah, it's quite something. Like, I want you to focus on the user interface because we're going to make fun of it. Not because, I mean, the product is great. The circuitry is like absolute genius. But you're talking about the time when the whole idea of modeling something was brand new. So none of the stuff that you know today existed. There was no multi-FX pedals. There was no such thing as amp modeling or anything like that. This was the first product. So what they decided to do was to use dip switches. Like a whole lot of dip switches.
Yeah.
and knobs that are like there's no high, low, mid. No, there's high. I really don't know how you control the lows on it. There's presence drive, amplifier drive, output, and high.
I think if you turn on mid boost and brightness, it's kind of like you turn down the lows in a way.
Okay.
And if you turn them off and increase the low drive or turned it on, I think it's sort of like you turned up the highs. So you can sort of get there,
Yeah.
but I'm not really sure like what's happening.
Nor are we. So Tech21, please send us one of these so we can understand it better.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah,
But-
feel free to reach out.
Yeah. But my point is, this is like early days of, design of this category of product. Now, the next product you should look at is the Sansamp GT2. Now, zoom in again. Now, this I own. So here is my unit. And we both agree, like, it's easily our favorite user interface design for an amp modeler. Can I
Yeah,
say that?
Yeah. It took me like 1 second to figure it out.
Yeah, like, everything is obvious. Like, in fact, like, a lot of things over here isn't even present in current generation amp modelers.
Well, it's not completely obvious. Like if you don't
Okay, yeah.
naturally play guitar, but you're an instrumentalist of another kind, you might wonder what mic mod and amp are.
That is true. But if you are a studio engineer, and I guess that is the kind of person that this was most popular in, like if you ran a music studio, like
Yeah.
this person over here, like, okay, so let me quiz you on your general knowledge. What is off-axis? What happens when you mic an amp off-axis?
So it's kind of like you're controlling the EQ curve of the mic. Center is the brightest. Off axis is a bit like less bright, more bassy. I'd say, like, to the layman, I think that'd be the best explanation.
Yeah,
Classic is like some,
probably in between both of them, no?
yeah, it's kind of like, you're like let's assume it's flat in center, and you're sort of like raising the bass a bit for off axis.
Yeah, and that's pretty much how you would mic up an amplifier in a studio, and then the mod is just variations of the same amplifier where it's clean, high gain, even more high gain. That's the hot wired. And then there is 3 amp options. Tweed, that's like your Fender. British, that's like your Marshall. California, that's like a Mesa Boogie. And yeah, it's a very simple level, high-low drive, and high and lower cut and boost. And it makes sense, right?
Yeah, it does. It's very easy to pick up. Like, because I work with guitars, if I see this, I know exactly what I want within a few seconds, and I know how to get there.
Yeah, and like, more companies should do products kind of like this, where it's immediately obvious what each control does. Unfortunately, though, we are kind of moving in an era where it's giant touchscreen.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, giant touchscreen is better than the stuff that came before it, which is a very tiny black and white
Yeah.
OLED screen. And then, like, buttons that did 5 different things depending on what LED light was on and which corner of the device. Like, that was the worst era, wasn't it?
Well, you're forgetting the era where, like, those looper pedals which have absolutely no indication of what's happening.
Oh dear, yeah.
Yeah, so am I recording a sample, or am I playing, or am I setting the tempo? I have like no idea what mode it's on.
Yeah.
And you sort of have to guess. It's kind of like those old bikes where you always had to guess which gear you were in.
Yeah, and you wouldn't know what speed you're going at either, or
Yeah,
how
yeah,
much
yeah.
petrol there is in the tank.
Yeah.
You just vibe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, to me, the Sansamp GT2 kind of represents the pinnacle of user interface design without presets, without screens. Like, if you had a simple pedal where you set the controls to what you want it to be, well, this is kind of,
Yeah.
I mean, there are plenty of other pedals that are a similar kind of an interface. Like, A lot of the Electro Harmonics, their deluxe series pedals, they're probably like, everything is labeled and all of that. But yeah, but this form factor is, old school, cool
I
now.
think I've seen some Chinese knockoffs of this with no labels at all.
Yeah, don't buy those. And now the other, stay on the subject of Tech 21. The other very fun Tech 21 product that I own is the, there we go, the PSA 2.0, right here. So PSA stands
This is
for
big enough, right?
programmable sans amp. And it's very interesting. So one of the things I don't like about it is the fact that it has ordinary knobs, as you can see in the photo. But once you save a preset and you recall the preset, the knobs do not automatically turn to point at the right place. There is a solution for that. Again, if one of you big companies want to do that, call me. We can arrange some consulting fees, but I'm going to give it to you for free. So it's so you get these very fine circular LED strips, or basically LED strips, but very fine ones. So what you do is, instead of using a knob, you use a continuous encoder, so it turns both ways, and as much as you want, and has step increments. And you just use the LEDs to indicate what position you're in. So when you recall, you don't need any. Now, the other option is like motorized faders and motorized knobs. I don't think you need them because they're far too expensive compared to the LED-based solution, which is solid state,
Well, I
much
agree
more
that,
reliable.
I agree the general consumer doesn't need it because it's expensive. And the...
No, the LED stuff is quite cheap.
No, I'm talking about motorized.
Oh, motorized faders are cool, aren't they?
So I need it for my emotional happiness. But yeah, I mean, financially, maybe not. Like, possibly even I don't need it. But so Tech 21, if you want to make me happy specifically, here's a direction.
Yeah.
I mean, but like, I don't even know if that would sell.
Yeah, true. You could also make the exact same unit in like big touchscreen.
I'm sure they'll do that like in the coming years.
Yeah, they probably end up doing that. Like, so one of the things that I noticed about Tech 21 is they really go into like reusing one design or one form factor multiple times. So it's like for a while they had these pedals that had, 2 switches, one on each corner at the bottom, and like 3-4 knobs, something in the middle. And they reused that form factor for several different pedals. This pedal that you see here, the same chassis is also used for the Sansamp character series. Can you show them that? See yes, you can see it right here. All of this stuff. Now, go to the Character Plus series.
Yeah, click. Just give it some time,
doesn't it?
You have one of these, right?
No, I have this one, which is not one of these, but they all look the same.
I could have sworn I saw something like this. No?
That's this one.
Oh, okay.
That's my point. Like, they reused the
Okay.
right. So which is like what smart industrial designers do. Like, you want to make like a platform on which you can make multiple models. It's also how car companies operate. So they create these platforms on which you make like 2-3 different
interchangeable parts.
Yeah, and
so ease of manufacturing.
Yeah, so who knows? Maybe in a few years' time, when the market wants everything to be a bloody touchscreen. Or, they could even bypass that. You know what I see Tech 21 doing? Like, they might bypass the whole touchscreen era and say, oh, we never did touchscreens, but instead make like a little dongly bit, and then you pair it with your Android app. That has the touchscreen. You could get away on a technicality and say, I didn't make the touchscreen, it's on your own phone. And
Ah, those.
I mean, the PSA is actually perfect for that kind of a layout
Mhm.
because you could show the entire UI.
Yeah.
You don't need motorized whatevers when you're switching between options, and this whole thing could fit into a little dongly bit.
It could.
And for all you know, they're probably already making it
Mm.
that looks like, a car key fob or something. But yeah, well,
Yeah, I just like big knob.
and you cannot lie.
No, I mean I like I like I wanna like move the stuff around.
So on
I
that
want like a very
subject,
physical interaction with the music.
so the very
equipment.
best Tech 21 pedal for you then, and for me too, because I love it, is the English Muffy. Look it up.
This one.
Yeah, I think you need to scroll a bit. Yeah. So now I hope there is a bigger photo of this.
Hey, high
Maybe-
watt.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's a perfect high watt setup, and from what I've heard, their Tech 21's high watt emulation is also a very good bass amp.
Hmm.
So this can work on both guitar and bass. So what's really look at the UI. So you get volume A, volume B, character A, and character B. So the character, I think it's something like a mid control. It affects both the mids and the highs, if I'm not wrong. And so you get dual volume, drive, and character knobs, but you get a fixed main EQ. So you set your EQ, and then you set your character to like go deviate a little bit from the main EQ. That's kind of how you would use it. But there is no presets. Like the knobs show you exactly what everything is at. I mean, there is 2 different channels and a muff.
Hmm.
But none of these are presets.
Yeah.
Like you just turn them the way you want them to point, and then there you go. That's your control. But it's like perfect. You can get 2 nice gain tones and a muff out of it, and yeah, what more do you need?
Like 400-watt amps, like 8 cabinets, like the 4-speaker cabinets,
Oh, right,
studio
that.
space that's kind of like an industrial garage.
A swimming
I
pool
have
full
a
of
I have a
money.
no. You said what else do I need?
Yeah.
So I'm just filling that list. And maybe like 6 sets of studio monitors, so you can sort of, EQ the bit of the song that you want, and also like several funders who back this,
Hashtag goals.
and like a huge team that operates everything. Okay.
I'm looking at the levels, by the way. I think you're talking way softer than I am.
No, I'm not. No.
Yeah, because you're quite a bit behind the microphone.
Ah.
You might want to get the gain up just in case for the rest of the.
Actually, let's just stop and check what's happening.
No, you don't have to stop it.
And,
We can keep talking. I mean, there is
No,
a
you
very
just-
nice indicator, and that shows me how loud you're talking. Now it's good.
Now it's good.
Yeah.
So I just had to be a little. Okay,
A
fine.
little closer to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
mic here. That's fine. So yeah, what I was talking about was on the subject of UX design. Now, when I said dongly bits, I guess the first dongly bit you need to that really is the direction the industry is moving in, and whether you like it or not, it is probably what is going to happen. And the amp plug. So Vox were probably the pioneers of this form factor. You can open one of those. So some of you might remember these because they would be most guitar stores had them. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember. I always wondered what they were.
Yeah, they were kind
As
of
a kid?
cool. Yeah. And that form factor won. Like it's kind of like when you were a kid, could you have imagined that this is the winner, not the others? Like this is the one that's going to win.
Actually, I had no idea what this was when I was a kid. I was wondering.
Yeah, but if I told the kid version of you that all your gear is going to be replaced by stuff that looks like that.
I think I'd have been miserably disappointed.
Yeah,
Because I like big gear. I like it when there's a, 8-speaker cabinet for bass. I just feel happy looking at this. I don't know if it's so small. Oh my god.
And
So little interactability. I mean, interaction. Like,
and then the other brand that made these popular again was Nux, because they kind of did a revival of this whole form factor. Look up the Nux GP1. I own one, and if we have enough subscribers, I can do a giveaway of it, I guess, at some point.
oh wait,
Uh,
anyone?
Any of them, yeah. So this is the Nux GP1. I have one of these. Very affordable analog circuit, and it has all of the controls right there.
I think there are new guitars which have the entire plug-in chain channel strip built into them.
That's true.
So like if you want to do much less,
Well, I mean, the advantage of buying one of these is you can transfer it between guitars.
yeah, but I'm saying like
Can you
I-
go to the headphone amplifier section? There is now a headphone amplifier section on... Oh dear, this wasn't a thing. There's a
It was.
category.
oh, but these are like okay,
No,
this-
but now all of these are there. But none of these were things.
yeah.
Like, it's a category now.
Oh,
Oh.
but like the kind you're talking about are just this Vox and Nux, right?
Yeah,
Maybe
but-
this
oh,
Beam
yeah.
Solo.
Oh, that's among the current generation.
But these
products.
are like just like for headphones.
Oh yeah, that's true. They're the other kind of headphone amplifier.
Yeah.
You're right.
I don't know what. Oh, even this is just normal headphone thing. It's not.
Oh yeah, not this
Not
stuff.
particularly.
True. The other one that got very popular was the Nux GP3. Oh no, not GP. Mighty Plop. Scroll down. That one.
MP3.
Yeah. Oh yeah, MP3.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have. By the way, if you'd like to buy one of these, comment down below. A friend of mine is selling one. Shout out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this was the, I guess, the daddy of a lot of current generation stuff like this from the likes of Boss, Blackstar. I'm sure Line 6 has something coming out soon like that. Fender has a couple. So this is, not meant to be used standalone. The only way to use it is by installing an Android app, pairing it to the device, and then the app does everything. So what makes the MP3 by Nux very interesting is it has the same sound chip as the Nux MG300. Can you look that up? Which was a very popular entry-level guitar pedal. Like, a lot of people have these. Right, yeah, so they managed to shrink one of these down into that little form factor.
Amazing.
Yeah, so it really showed like, oh, it's a proper, and then came the infamous. Do you remember what happened with Boss when they tried to launch like the Katana Go?
What happened?
Look it up. You just type the So basically, Boss Katana. Yeah, that's the one. The first one. So with lots of fanfare and right in time for the lockdowns and all of that, Boss released the Katana Go, and it was very, very popular on the internet. And then it turned out that they haven't revealed to us what it was, but there was one component in it which they could not source anymore. So they launched it, and within weeks they had to discontinue it.
And it was popular.
Yeah, and then they couldn't make it again for 2 more years. And then it finally came back. Like it was like if I was the product manager at Boss or any of the engineers, I'd be getting screwed. Like that's the worst thing that can happen to you. You make a really good product, and one of the items you picked in constructing it had supply chain problems. That was
Yeah.
like a nightmare situation.
Maybe they sort of understood what happened, right? Like maybe.
Of course, you understand, but it doesn't mean you wouldn't get yelled at. Like this was supposed to be like a very important project launch. You can't screw that up.
Nah.
You simply can't screw these things up. Like and you're supposed to do your research when you pick all the components that go into a new product,
Yeah.
right? Because
yeah.
you need to talk to a lot of vendors and suppliers and all of that. So when you screw up something like this,
Yeah.
oh boy, like, my heart is with the people that were involved in the first generation Katana Go, because that must not have been fun. So the Katana Go, I mean, it's a reissue. Is that the one? The first link? Also viewed, yeah.
Oh, it's just a picture.
No, but up there, yeah, that. This is the reissue version of it. Can you spot what they changed from the two photos? It'll be very funny if the knob was no longer made or something absolutely silly like that.
well, this doesn't have a knob.
Maybe it's the knob. That'd be so funny.
I don't think it's the knob. I think you get plastic knobs.
Yeah, that's true.
Possibly something internal.
Yeah. I don't think they would tell us. It's not part of their culture to like talk about complete failures publicly and laugh about it. But that's fine.
Edit tones and stream backing music via Bluetooth. Fun.
Yeah, right. So this is very interesting because it had every single sound that a Boss Katana amplifier has, which is the most popular practice amp today.
Did this have cabinet emulation?
All of that.
So it was like essentially, oh man, it's
Now I want you to look at the Tone Lab SE on your very first tab that you have over there. I mean,
it's so good.
and compare.
I
this
like
is like
this is a size
huge.
I like. Yeah,
right, and
yeah, we're back in making me happy again.
no, but like the amount of shrinkage
Yeah.
to go from here to the Katana Go, and these are all roughly the same size. And then there was also the Boss had something called the Pocket GT. Which is slightly bigger. I think this had the same sound chip as the Boss GT1, which is based on the same architecture as the Boss GT100. It's also one of those. It's no longer. I think the Katana Go has replaced it completely, but this had a few more controls, as you can see.
I kind of know I have an idea about the market that this is aimed at. And I've spoken to some of the guitar players and they absolutely love it. And they spend hours on these things trying to get the perfect guitar tone. So that is one huge section of the market that's being catered to.
Oh yeah, and you want to know what the current latest and the greatest that people say is today? Look up the Sony Cake Pocket Master.
Sony.
SONICAKE. Cake. CAKE. There we go. Oh, whoa, it's very cheap. Look. So this is like a super small device. It can load neural lamp modeler models.
Well, I don't know how many of you remember the Nintendo Game Boy.
Oh yeah.
Now, if Nintendo Game Boy was instead a pocket modeler.
So, but this very much is the direction we're going in, and the era of very large appliances is slowly coming to a close, and that is why I spent a lot of money buying up second-hand, very large-sized gear to show my grandchildren what things were like back in the days.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Makes
So it'd
sense.
be like, when I was your age, we had very large pedals. You would step on them with your feet.
Nice. I think I would buy these to use them. I mean the large pedals or large appliances, because I don't know, that appeals to me more.
Yeah.
I like the very physical interaction with the sound and the way the music is made. Yeah, so I think I've had endless hours of joy changing the mic placement with my amp and re-recording the same thing. I doubt I would feel that happy with one of these pocket amplifiers or Katana Go things.
Yeah, you're the kind of person that loves fingering your knobs, no?
Anyway,
Yeah. It's kind of ironic that I'm also a very big fan of the old school gear. I mean, I'll be honest, like
Yeah.
I love big things too. But like we kind of live in a reality where a lot of these things are no longer viable. So one of the things that I want, like, some of the younger viewers to understand, because the media has kind of trained you to believe that an amplifier must be a very large unit, giant 4x12 or two 4x12 stacked on top of each other in a big ass 100-watt tube head. Well, a lot of this gear was made for being the only amplifier on the stage that outputs sound. So these were built for, on stage music systems. They didn't have powered PAs back then. Like, that didn't exist. So these were literally built to handle Woodstock, right? Like those kind of crowds. And even the other tube amplifiers that you're used to, the smaller ones, which I think are pretty loud, even for home, way too loud for home use, well, they were built for a typically American audience, and where most of America lived in the suburbs, and they all had independent houses, but good distance between each house. So, and that is no longer the status quo of the average musician today. So I found something very interesting in my research on audio companies. So two of my favorite brands, I can include a third too in there. So I'm going to name them. There's Sadowski, Tech 21, and Electro Harmonics. They're all from New York.
Oh.
And now what's interesting about that is
Crowded places.
yeah, it's a place that has a very high population density. People do not drive as much. They use public transport and they live in apartments. So it obviously had to be New York that was the city where the concept of amp modeling first came about, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like the necessity kind of grew in that place, and that's how the Sans amp was born. And Sadowski makes bass preamps, so they have an amplifier built right into the bass.
Oh.
Because before that, if you were a bass player that was a session musician, you had to carry multiple basses, multiple amps, and here you had all the sound options right inside your bass. So the idea of an active bass was also born in New York. You have an active bass, I believe, right?
I have an active bass.
Yeah, and Electro Harmonics, like, they were one of the pioneers of distortion effects. Like, that too, all of this stuff, it came from a city that was nothing like the other places where guitar music was popular. And if you look at the market today, most of us, well, not you, live in apartments. So,
Yeah, understand.
right? And
Yeah.
or some not even that. Like some of us are students that live in tiny dorms and hostels and things like that. Um,
Yeah, I mean, like, I'd say at some point in the future, possibly, I'm looking like several years, or maybe it's tomorrow. I don't know. You just wear clips on your fingers, and you don't really have a guitar or bass, and you just whatever like this, and you have one of these things that recreates all the sound you need. You can live in capsules within a single room, and each guy can have his own concert, right? And then you can like, I mean, no, I'm serious. Like,
yeah,
if you
yeah,
actually had like, suppose this room had to house 35 people, and everybody wanted to be a musician, and in the future you don't buy any instruments, you just buy possibly like a camera or infrared, I don't even know anymore, but you just move some part of your body, or maybe you just think it, right? Like, why do you even need a little piece of electronic thing outside? You just have a wire that you sort of solder into your brain, and you're motionless, and you have a concert right there in your head.
yeah. The future is fun.
Yay.
And we are here to document it. So stay tuned. Over the next 50 years, we shall feature all kinds of gear. But for the moment, we would like to be a channel archiving recent history of beautiful pieces of equipment like the Sanzam GT2 that, hopefully will stand the test of time.
Yeah, I mean, like, they could place it on like a pedestal outside all the capsules. Like, you have to stand straight, right? So that
Yeah.
more people can fit in that room. So it's just there, and everyone's like, oh, wow, that thing's amazing. Let me get back to my concert.
Yep. And I guess on that bombshell, we shall end the show. Thank you.
Thanks for watching.
And have a good day.
You have a great day.